Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Fitzgerald Stevens. You are on Find Ways to Win. And we have a very, very special guest with us today, Prince Dynast. And as you can see from the theme right here, we are going to be talking about college football. I'm Alabama alumni. And as you can see from the theme right here, we are going. I am an Alabama alumni. Prince Amir is Georgia alumni. And as you can see from the theme right here, we are.
You probably have a window open for Joe where you're playing it on your device.
Getting a feedback for some reason.
You probably have it playing on YouTube on your device. So I close it out.
Absolutely. Thank you once again, Prince.
Yeah.
So, Prince, man, hey, I'm excited about the season. You know, the title of this stream is Fall is Football with Fitzgerald and Dynast. Man, just going ahead to share a couple of things like that. I think the whole country has been waiting for something like this, or should I say, needs something like this, a shot in the arm, man. I see Alabama. We are scheduled to play Missouri today.
No, that's that. They might as well play a high school team. That's
Missouri's a good team, man. Good team. You know, they seem to come up with a couple of defensive studs on there. You know what? Special team is something you need to look at too with them. Can't take anyone for granted in the SEC.
Joe, come on now.
You can't take anyone for granted in the SEC. You know, you cannot take anyone for granted. You can't take anyone for granted, period. It all comes who comes to play, man. You remember that? Remember back a couple of years when Appalachia State upset Michigan Wolverines? You're searching your mind.
Yeah. I mean, I remember that was back.
Yeah, it was a huge win. So
that happened in 2008, I think. Was it 2000?
Well, you know what? It was a shocker. It was a total shocker. That you know, as far as with people, it's not necessarily, man. You got to play the ball. You got to play the ball, and you got to be prepared for your opponents. Even Alabama, when we don't take anyone for granted. I mean, generally, we're going to come out there with the W, and sometimes, you know, it hasn't been as easy as we thought. No, and then like a couple of years back, you know, I was real big and up the thing that I thought, hey, man, you know, first time we played Clemson, hey, you know, this is going to be easy win. Let me go ahead and count my money on this thing. And also, you know, I walked out there with my head down. I think we lost that like in the last couple of seconds and stuff. But we came back and beat them next year. You got to play the game, man. You got to be prepared. You have to execute the plays. The line has to block, the runners have to run, the quarterback has to hit the wide receiver who has to run the right routes. You know, defense needs to contain, step up, but secondary, you know, needs to allow nothing to get by them. You know, and if they do, you know, instantly tackle, and that's another thing, man. Tackling is a skill. It's not something to take look to overlook. You know, the way you tackle, hey, you wrap around Python, man, wrap around and pull down, you know, and stuff, and so hold them up. And then also you also have to have a plan in to avoid injury. You know, that comes in a strength coach, conditioning coach. I know
we took your guys' strength coach, by the way. But go ahead.
Well, I was getting ready to say that. I was getting ready to say that. We lost one of the best in all of college football with a strength and conditioning coach, with Coach Scotty Cochran. You know, he left us and left Alabama, went over to Georgia to play under Coach Kirby Smart. It makes a lot of sense because Kirby Smart and Coach Cochran have been together a long, long time under Nick Saban's tutelage. So evidently, maybe want to try new pastures. I mean, Alabama, we're going to be fine. Not worried about that, but you know, it's nevertheless, you know, you have to have all these variables going together, you know. So, man, that's my little introduction. You know, I see that you got your Bulldogs thing on. Nice shirt. Hey, Dynast, let me ask you something. Will Georgia be in contention this year? We know you're not going to win it, but will you be in contention to win it? And I'm not talking about the SEC East or maybe the SEC. Will you be in contention to win a national championship? And if not, what is lacking with a great organization like the Georgia Bulldogs, who seem to get everything they need to build, but they just can't seem to get the job done? You have not had a championship since 1980. When Herschel Walker's on there, man, and you know we're dissecting the game. You can easily put me back on the table, any other program, but what does it take to a greater program like the University of Georgia, who has has top recruits, gets them year after year. What does it take to bring the horse home, man? What does it take?
I think right now we have some questions at quarterback. So we had a big time transfer from Wake Forest. What's the guy's name? But he ended up leaving and declaring for the draft. So right now, I'm not sure if we even announced a starting quarterback yet. I think Dwayne Mathis, who's I think a redshirt freshman, is supposed to be starting today against Arkansas at 4:00, and we're gonna stop a mud hole in Arkansas. We're going to Arkansas. We're gonna smash on them. So I think our biggest question is quarterback and maybe receiver. We have George Pickens, who's a pretty good wide receiver who's coming back, but our defense is solid. Like our defense, we're gonna have the best defense in the nation, even better than that team over in Tuscaloosa, that little JV team.
I'd be interested to see, but please explain that. So, how do you feel you're going to have the best defense in the nation?
I mean, everybody's saying it. They already know. We got everybody coming back. Fitzgerald, and we're deep at defense too. We got the best safety in the nation. I mean, we got some studs. We have some studs.
Yeah, but Alabama has the top recruiting class in the nation, among other things.
It don't matter, Fitzgerald. It don't matter if you don't develop them. It don't matter, Fitzgerald. It don't matter. It doesn't matter if you're not developing them, Fitzgerald, the way we are.
You can't come to a program like Alabama and not already have the foundations of being developed. I mean, that's what it did. But we're talking about Georgia right now. Okay, who's your defensive coordinator over there?
Kirby Smart pretty much runs the defense, man. I mean, we have a D coordinator, but Kirby Smart pretty much runs the defense. You know,
and we see in that case, we see your defense kind of collapse. You know, as far as when the play is on the line, when they need to get that sack, or when they need to get that turnover, or when they need to get that stop, especially in the big time games. So, you know, what is going in place that you feel that Georgia needs to change that? And once again, we're talking a little serious. Yeah, we're gonna like to have a little fun, but once again, these programs that should have the rings, these programs that have all the tools and have everything, you know, that they need to do. Why aren't they seasoning? You know, and one comes into mind. It's a great University of Georgia, because you know what, you guys have it all. You have the recruiting, people want to come there. You have the alumni support. You have the coaching. You have everything right there. But some reason, you know, I think the fan base is crying out for more, just another championship. It's been 40 years. And what do they need to do? What do they need to do?
Listen, Fitzgerald, I'm just gonna give my prediction right now. Okay, we're gonna run the table this year. We're gonna win the national championship. All right, we're gonna beat y'all. I think we play you guys mid-October sometime. We're gonna smash on y'all in Tuscaloosa. We can play you guys in the parking lot. We can play you guys at Whole Foods. We can play you guys over at Dream. There's a Dream Barbecue, I think, in Tuscaloosa too. We can play y'all in Dream Barbecue in the parking lot.
We have that. But
anyway, we're gonna smash Alabama this year. Okay?
The division, the SEC East. You have Florida over there.
Non-factor.
Yeah. Well, I
non-factor.
Okay, for Florida, Auburn.
Auburn's in the West, but they're non-factor anyway.
Auburn's in the West. So say, okay, well, you know, I mean, Kentucky and
non-factor.
Yeah, well, okay. So you're saying all these teams are non-factor. So you're just gonna cakewalk and come over to the.
We are going to run the table this year, Fitzgerald. Okay, we're coming through Tuscaloosa, and after the game, we're going to show up to you guys' football facility, take all your trophies. You know, we're going to pillage everything this year. University of Georgia football. I
mean, sometimes when you're afraid and you're uncertain, you have to sound bold, like you're doing right now. You know, and you have to really convince people that you believe what you're saying, even when you don't. You are talking about the Alabama Crimson Tide. So you are talking about the premier standard of college ball. And you know what, man? That is not a stuttering statement I didn't make. That's who you're talking about. So you're talking about coming to the Alabama Crimson Tide in our house, walking out there with a W and taking our trophies. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, we're gonna go to your guys' football facility.
You better bring
the locker. We're gonna
bring a
pillage
big
everything,
man, because the 17 championships hanging up in that state, happening up in that champion case. You know, I think about 5 of those been won within the last 10 years. You know, how many you got?
It don't matter for Joe. It's 2020. Why are you bringing up old stuff? Why are you bringing up old stuff?
If Alabama were to not show up in the SEC and the SEC championship, I would have to say either the only one I think that could possibly remotely replace us that has the weapons and the guns, and hopefully they can get some recruits. They lost a lot last year. I have to say LSU would be in contention.
Yeah.
No, I have to say LSU would
beat them too. We're going to beat them too.
The same way you did last year.
That game was a fluke. We had a lot going on in that game. Some players were hurt.
Mr. Mayor, we understand you played for. You actually played football.
Some players were hurt.
But you actually played football for the University of Georgia. But it's not a great look to give excuses on why either you lost or you won. We lost last year. LSU came in there, beat us in our house. We flat out lost. No excuses. Everything. They were the better team. Went on to win the national championship. Also plowed through and put the beat down on Georgia stuff. We lost. Okay, so that's last year. We can't live on the accolades like that. I can't actually say we will win the whole thing this year. There's some great teams out there. Some good teams, and there's a lot of more football happening besides the SEC. For example, give me your
Big Ten. The Big Ten's coming back in. The Pac-12's coming back too. They're going to play started in November.
Well, with the Big Ten, that's Ohio State's territory, right? If I'm not mistaken, OSU's consistently puts a good product on the field, man. I can't knock it. To me, OSU is like an SEC team that plays up north. I could say the same thing for the Wisconsin Badgers. That just smash mouth football. No, love that. So they can easily be in contention, especially with the OSU, for being in the national championship contention. Another program I have liked a lot of years, man, besides Michigan, is the Oklahoma Sooners. Right. Always puts a good product out there, always in contention. I know they're I'm not even going to call them a nemesis because they pull so far away from Texas. Texas don't really even count to me to really even challenge them much.
Texas actually they have a pretty decent football team this year. Texas does.
Yeah, but Texas really, if you want to think about it, man, and as far as what I'm saying, and not throwing off any on our Texas listeners, Texas really hasn't been the same programs since Connie Mack left there, and they haven't been the same program since they lost that championship in 2009 Alabama. I mean, look like something has not clicked, and they haven't rebounded the way Texas football is expected to run. Incidentally, Texas football is the richest football program in the whole nation. No, they bar none. They are easily.
I would say Notre Dame.
Check the stats on that again. Parts for revenue generating. Check the stats on the Texas Long.
Yeah. Okay.
And so that you brought up another team with a huge fan base. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish, man, always have a great fan base. They're pretty much talked about in contention. Last couple of years, hey, they really got up there, got high in there. Far as up, and really was knocking on the doors of being possible going this big in a national championship appearance. But once again, something folded. For example, the Clemson Tigers went up there, played them on neutral ground, I believe up in Syracuse, and absolutely put the nail on them. No doubt about it, just beat them through the dirt. And Oklahoma and Notre Dame was undefeated when they was going to that game. So we in another program we're going to switch out west, the mighty University of Southern California.
But like I said, they're supposed to be coming back in November, but I don't know how it's going to play out because the championship game's in mid-January. So
what about the Oregon Ducks?
Oregon looks good. Oregon will win the Pac-12 if they were to play.
Okay. Okay, Oregon Ducks, and okay, so on that coast, and then so the big three, the big programs, not to mean leave anybody out over there, be USC, UCLA, USC.
Nah, UCLA is USC and Oregon and
USC
Stanford.
and Oregon. You're gonna rule Stanford.
Stanford, depends, but it's Oregon. Oregon
Okay.
definitely.
Okay, let's switch up. Let's switch up to the Northeast. Penn State Nifty Lions.
Yeah, that's the Big 12.
Okay.
No, that's the Big 10. I'm sorry, that's the Big 10. That's the Big 10.
Okay.
Virginia. Virginia. That's ACC.
Okay. Well, I'm just going up to the country, and not necessarily using conference. But I'm going to hang right far as on the coast, and I'm going to try to work my way down. Programs that really stick out to me. And if you go up in New York, I don't really see one that really catches my thing out there. The Rutgers doesn't catch me. I'm talking about real powerhouse that you're in football. If I go over to the West in Philadelphia, I have Villanova over there. I don't really see them, doing things. But then I can go down the coast a little bit. Then we have the Virginia Cavaliers. We have the West Virginia Mountaineers. We have Virginia Tech. If I'm still walking down the coast, after I'm in Virginia, North Carolina Tar Heels, pretty decent team out there. We know them for having a great Lawrence Taylor come out of that program. Of course, going down the coast, you got the University of South Carolina Gamecocks. They really haven't been putting anything together. They picked up that coach. I forget what his name is. He came out of Florida. He hasn't really been able to turn. Muschamp. He hasn't been really able to turn anything around. And if you remember with Steve Spurrier with the Gamecocks, he couldn't do what he did. He couldn't repeat the success that he had at Florida with South Carolina. And so of course Clemson will be in the contention for the national championship. Trevor Lawrence is coming back, looking like he will possibly be the number one pick if he declares for the draft, easily, as far as not that, but especially if he has a banner year, and possibly I think he's going to get Heisman consideration. Maybe even get the invite down up in New York with the Heisman that's coming up, and then we go down. Now it's South Carolina. Now we're in Georgia. We got the great University of Georgia in Athens, and we go a little further down Georgia. We got the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets.
Definitely a non-factor.
They can rank low. They're sort of like a FSU, if we're going down south.
They beat FSU actually, Georgia.
Well, I don't know what happened to the FSU program. They were incredible, really expected to do that. Once again, when they haven't been the same since Bobby Bowden left the helm. No one's been able to put it together. Jimbo Fisher did win one championship, but he seems like he's really reverting back to his old ways, especially with over there at Texas A&M. We got a huge salary, but hasn't produced the results that the A&M Aggies are looking for. And then we keep continually going to the south. Now we're in Florida. Of course, you got we mentioned Florida State, and then now we have to go down to Gainesville, the University of Florida Gators. Right. Something's going on with them. They get the recruits not as outstanding as they used to, because they're losing a lot of talent to other programs. Florida it's a hotbed but great outstanding football players, college football players, a breeding ground, similar like Texas and similar like Alabama. So they're losing a lot of their out-of-state talent, not keeping them in there. And then, of course, we're down in Coral Gables with the Miami Hurricanes, who, they still trying to look like they find their ways. It's still a school that has a lot of tradition, but tradition doesn't translate into wins. Then if we're going to go back up, let's go back up to the Midwest right now. We have the Wisconsin Badgers. Then we go a little bit to the West. We have Michigan. Michigan has been underperforming for years. I think they're really trying to relook the Jimmy Harbaugh pickup, because he hasn't been able to get it done, man. For example, He's a Michigan alumni, but he's never beaten Ohio State.
Right.
Not beating Ohio State is equivalent of is like the key rivals in the game, right? You have Michigan, Ohio State, you have Auburn, Alabama, you have USC, UCLA. I can't even put that in the power program, but just huge Oklahoma, Texas. So it's just you want to beat your nemesis. You want to get that. Alumni can be very, very unforgiving if you don't get that done. Sometimes that game alone can possibly give you job salvation. Just winning that big time game, the game you're supposed to. Who is Georgia's nemesis? And you can't really count Georgia Tech because
Georgia doesn't count. I would say Auburn and Florida. The Georgia Florida game is always huge.
Yeah, but it's not. It's huge, but they're not your nemesis. But lately, Georgia, Florida,
there are nemesis. Them and Auburn are always like our two big nemesis.
I'll take Auburn, so man. As an Alabama native, I'll take Auburn over as far as giving you more competition than Florida. I really will. So we're looking at going back up to the Midwest. We have Michigan. Then we go down. We have Ohio State. We can't bet the Cincinnati minimal consideration. Then we go down. We go over to Kentucky. You got the University of Kentucky there, and there is Louisville. They kind of dropped off since the Pertino deal. They haven't really found their. He's went back, but they still haven't found that success. And then, of course, we're in Alabama. We have both Alabama and Auburn. Two good teams.
I'll say Auburn's the better team in that.
Why would you say that?
Auburn's the better team in that state.
Why would you say that? Let's go a little fix, man. I mean, if you're saying that, the viewers like to know why are you saying you feel Auburn as a better?
They're just a better program for sure. For sure, I'm sorry, man. They're just a better program.
You're saying they're better, but why do you say they're better?
I mean, they got more weapons than Alabama. I mean, they got who's your guys' quarterback this year? I don't think you guys have a quarterback this year.
I think Mac Brown actually won the title, but we're still going to that. We
got. What's his name? The guy who got drafted last year. Isn't his little brother at Alabama?
Not sure, but he's not going to be starting.
Okay. No,
he's not elected to start. Mac Brown is elected to start and stuff.
I like you guys got a good running back, Najee Harris. Well,
we have a couple weapons coming back, and we've had some key components. There's going to be a couple true freshmen start on defense. Defense, maybe even offense. But Alabama's we've been recruiting well, man. We've been recruiting well. I forgot the Tennessee Volunteers. Whoa, that program, man. Tennessee from what they used to be. It's a long way. It's a long way removed from Peyton Manning when he was there. And then of course Vanderbilt. Well, the only guy I really know that came out of Vanderbilt was Jay Cutler. It went to play with Denver and the Chicago Bears.
That's a junior college team in the SEC for some reason, Vanderbilt.
And hey, great talent though, great talent. No, great talent. Academic talent.
Academic
talent. Okay, so we let's go. We're in Alabama again. We're going to swing over to the West. And so, we have Ole Miss, Mississippi State. I think Ole Miss I'm not even going to call them Ole Miss. I'm not going to call them. I don't like that name. And so the University of Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken, this year Lane Kiffin is back at a premier college football head coach position. I like Lane. When he used to play offensive coordinator under us, I thought he was the best offensive coordinator in the country. He has a brilliant mind. Offensive mind. He was the one that really kind of put that West Coast spin with Alabama that we kept, So he had that. Just something happened that he decided to go to other pastures. So he's back in the mix. Of course, we go over. We're over Louisiana. We have LSU. One that sticks out of my mind, and then we go north of that. We have the Arkansas Razorbacks. You say, well, you're getting ready.
We played them today.
And then of course honorable mention of Arkansas State.
Arkansas State.
Yeah, well, man, whoever comes to play. Then we go over, and then next to Louisiana, we have Texas, University of Houston. We have the Texas A&M Aggies, led under tutelage of Jimbo Fisher. I think he's going on his 4th year, so I think it's time for him to produce, man. I really, really do. And of course, we have the University of Texas Longhorns. That program has been kind of like a little suspect, man, and they have somewhat maybe two coaching change within the last 5 years. And then of course we have we go up north a little bit. We could say BYU, Utah State, those guys. As far as with that, for their conference, they seem to be in contention. Then you go up north, you have the Wyoming Cowboys, and and then there's but they're all in their respective things. Like I like to it's best to measure football sometimes. Like Floyd Mayweather is a great boxer. Mike Tyson was a great boxer. They fight in different classes, but it still doesn't diminish their skills, even though they're in different weight classes. So football, no difference. You have different weight classes, and people can do pretty good at the particular class they are. Then we go over to the Pacific Northwest. Of course, we have Oregon over there, and we going down. We have Stanford, USC.
We already covered it, Pat. We already covered that side of the world. So.
Yeah. So and then going down further north, we have the Arizona Sun Devil. I believe Coach Rodriguez took over that program.
No, I think Coach Rodriguez now is. Hold on, I don't think he's there anymore.
Well, he took over that. Where did he wind up landing to?
I think he's the offensive coordinator at Ole Miss now.
Okay, so if he's the offensive
I think Arizona's coach is the old coach from Texas A&M, Sumlin, I believe.
Oh, Coach Sumlin. Oh, that's where he went. Okay, that's where he went. Okay, so we see there's a lot of potential out there, but when it comes to the majors, and when it comes to the major, which Alabama belongs to, I don't think you do, but Alabama belongs in that stuff. So we're looking at like who does Georgia have to go through to get to the championship game? Who do they have?
It's Georgia's to lose. It's Georgia's to lose. I mean, Alabama. We have to play that Alabama team, but I don't think the Alabama team. We're going to see them in Atlanta for the SEC. Oh, I don't think there's going to be an SEC championship this year.
SEC championship is usually held in Atlanta,
but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to have one this year. I'm not sure. I got to look that up.
So now, if the SEC championship, is that eliminating all the rest of the championships also?
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be any conference. No, I got to look that up, but I'm not sure.
So if that would be an interesting twist, because there are a lot of big teams out there. I mean, big conferences out there. So, for example.
Oh, no, there's going to be. I think there's going to be one. There's going to be.
Okay, but it only makes sense because it's a huge conference out there. Like take the SEC East, SEC West. I mean, and some of them can actually have matching records. So somebody got to be able to fight that out. No. So do you think Georgia will make the SEC Eastern Championship?
Fitzgerald, we're going to win everything this year.
But I like that. I like that, and that's that. I guess some people like it. I don't like it, but I guess that would be cool. But you don't seem to do it. See, you're talking like, okay, we're going to do it. You don't have a history of winning big games. You're a good regular season team. You're a great regular season team. Really, you are. But you don't have a history of putting wins on a table when it counts. You don't win championships. You barely win SEC championships. And so for you to say like you're going to be in contention with us, that's laughable. It's even laughable when you say you're being contention like if you have to go through a Clemson program or an LSU program or even an Ohio State program. You don't seem to put it on the line when it comes. Bottom line. Now, meanwhile, Alabama, the body of work speaks to itself. But yes, we have come up short, but we're always in contention. We cannot say that about Georgia. You are not always in contention. Inquiring minds want to know.
Fitzgerald, okay, you bringing up old stuff. Okay, we're in a new season.
I'm bringing up current stuff right now.
Oh, I mean, a new season, Fitzgerald. We're in 2020. Okay,
a new season.
It's a new season.
Okay, we have new players in the time. It's 0-0. Okay, and so you're in that the SEC East. Okay, Florida. That's later on down the year. You have Kentucky. Kentucky might give you all you can handle, man. No, Kentucky might not give you all the handle. You know,
yeah,
nice little team has been consistently improving.
You would say that. Yeah, you would say that because you're hating.
They've been improving year after year. We're not talking about Rupp Arena, the basketball program. We're talking about the football program. You know,
yeah,
they've been improving.
You would say that.
Why would I say that?
Because you are jealous. You are jealous of the University of Georgia. That's why you would say something.
Why would I be jealous of Georgia? I'm Alabama alumni.
How would I be jealous of the University of Georgia? That's why you would make a comment like that. I can't even believe that rolled out of your mouth, Fitzgerald. You know better.
I am Alabama alumni. Why would I be jealous of any program, much less yours?
Because you wish you would have went to the University of Georgia. You wish you would have went to the University of Georgia. You know you made it. You know you go to sleep every night regretting that Alabama degree, and you wish that had a G on it. I know, Fitzgerald. I know. It's okay, Fitzgerald. You can still go to grad school if you want to at UGA. You go to grad school.
Okay.
Well, send your son to UGA. Send your son to UGA.
Well, no, my son won't go there. Not unless they're rolling out some pretty good things as far as around there. But Prince Amir, in a few minutes, man. In a few minutes, who are the teams that you had to pick 4 teams, because 4 teams usually go in for the top 4 for to get into the contention for the national championship. Mm-hmm. You know, and who would you say? And I won't interrupt. I'll sit around there and hear you out. But who would you say could possibly you see being in that bracket of 4 to become that bracket of 2 to become that national championship? Who are those 4 teams that you see?
Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, and Auburn.
Wow, I didn't expect that. I mean,
our LSU, or LSU, or Georgia, okay. Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, and LSU. Okay. It's very decent. Okay. No, let me back up. I'm sorry. Georgia. Here we go. I'm sorry. Here's the final 4. Georgia, Clemson, Ohio State, Oklahoma.
Okay. All right. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama?
No, I don't see it happening.
This is my opinion, not your. I'll give you my opinion. You gave us yours, so I'll give you my opinion. Alabama, Oklahoma. We
mm-hmm.
agree on that.
Mm-hmm.
Clemson,
mm-hmm.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
So we agree out of 2 teams, Oklahoma and OSU. So we agree.
And I said Clemson too. I said Clemson.
Yeah, I'm saying we agree out of 2 of those teams. We both.
No, 3. I agree. Oklahoma, Ohio State, Clemson, and Georgia.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at mine. Mine's Alabama, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Clemson.
Well, you have to be partial to Alabama anyway. So I mean, I understand. I mean, you have to be partial. You have to be partial.
I don't have to be partial. We're in contention every year. You know, we have 2 fans in this country when it comes to the University of Alabama. Those people who love us because we're that dang good, and those people who hate us because we're that dang good. Alabama's going to be in contention. You know that, and all the world knows that. As a matter of fact, when we end the stream, you're going to say, Fitzgerald was right, but I couldn't admit it while I was on the stream right there. Yeah, man. But nevertheless, the game has to be played. Now, in a few closing moments, who are you going to see like the shocker for contention? Like it's going not necessarily postseason, but even regular season. Who are you going to see that's going to have the biggest turnaround and really puts like some wins? Like, man, who is going to get the college football world buzzing? But the fact that they're performing, who is that?
Texas and North Carolina.
North Carolina. I didn't even see them on the radar. Yeah. North Carolina. Okay. the Horned Frogs, the TCU.
TCU.
Mm-hmm.
The TCU, they could possibly put out a
product out there, man. They put a product out there. Didn't think of that, did you? But the Horned Frogs of TCU.
I wonder if they should have already played it. Are they in the? Yeah, they should have played already. Let me see if they won their game last week.
I mean, they have consistently put a very, very good product on the field for years, but then easily within the last 5-6 years, easily.
Yeah, they haven't played. They play Kansas. No, they play Iowa State today.
Iowa State, okay, and so that's about it. You know, we could give mention to Oklahoma State. You know, that's the school that produced both Barry Sanders and Thurman Thomas. You know, so as far as for really proven that I think is really gonna, you know, kind of get people buzzing and talking. I think it's going to be the Texas A&M Aggies. I think Jimbo Fisher is in a position where he has to get off the pot. I think he has to produce or get off the pot. I think him and Jimmy Harbaugh, and maybe Jimmy Harbaugh of Michigan has an edge over there. I think like the alumni, hey, wait a minute, man, we are paying you guys big time money. You ain't getting it done. You know, you are not producing. So I think it's going to be. I think those two. Should I say not necessarily most improved? Let me switch to another category. The ones that the coaches who are really on the hot seat this year, and I think those two really are. You know, although much stuff hasn't been said about Harbaugh. I mean, about Jimbo Fisher as much as it is a Harbaugh, but I think the same thing. Okay, man, we paid you guys a lot of money. You know, guaranteed. You have a lot of money. You haven't produced. I mean, Jimmy Harbaugh, he cannot lose to Ohio State again this year. Right. He has never beat him in his whole tenure. He cannot lose to those guys this year. No, so it's but then again, you look like who would replace him? You know, and I know you got a lot of great offensive coordinators out there, but Michigan being a top 10 program, you just can't put anyone. You want to win now. And that's the thing, as far as with college football, you want to win now. It's not like the NFL. You're in a rebuilding year. You come there to win now because those kids, you know, they have 4 years, maybe 5, if depending on their eligibility status. And man, and they're gone, and you got to re-recruit now. So college football is the thing. Like we win now, and so we're looking at some things now. Players now, is there any particular players stick out? Give you on offense. If I had to say offense, I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence. You know, quiet guy. You know, as far as like that, but seems to be a great game manager and can produce when the game is on the line. And defense that I have to look at now because you know OSU lost my favorite defensive player last year. That was Chase.
Justin Fields by far quarterback.
Okay, that's offense. Give me a defensive player.
Richard LeCount over at Georgia, safety.
Are you saying that just because he's Georgia?
No, he's a stud. All-American. Look it up.
We'll see come October 7th how all that American is. Because you know that we'll see exactly how good he is. We'll see exactly what he's about when he's going to the receiving corps with Alabama. We'll see. So he better be that all, and he better be the American coming with it. You know. So okay. No particular one stands out to me on defense this year. We're looking at potential. No particular one stands out to me. You know, Trevor has a body of work on defense. I didn't see, you know, many returners that I didn't see a returner that's coming back across the nation that I could think like, oh, that guy really sticks out to me. You know, so man, but I appreciate your time. You know, welcome again, people, ladies and gentlemen, to Find Ways to Win with Fitzgerald and Dynast. We're talking college football, which obviously you can see that, you know, we love it. Of course, we're biased with Alabama and Georgia. You know, we don't make no. I'm
not biased. I'm not biased. I'm just speaking facts about Georgia. I'm not biased. I'm just speaking facts. I'm not biased.
The fact is, you don't understand how to win big time. The fact is, you have one championship.
That's the past.
That's the
fact. Bringing up old stuff.
But you can't. You don't win. You don't win. You don't understand winning. And Georgia doesn't have that killer instinct that's needed. You don't have it over. LSU has it. Oklahoma has it. Alabama definitely has it. Clemson has it. That killed instinct that I play for the national championship and nothing else. You don't have that. And until you get that, you're still going to be coming on the show this time next year telling me about we'll get them next year. That's and that doesn't get it done. And many of programs don't have that. They have that kill instinct. All 4 quarters, don't stop, until 0-0-0. Play every down, make the tackles, get out there with a good attitude, and go out there and play the game. Believing they can win no matter what the score is, and don't let the game get out of control. You gotta have that. You gotta have some bona fide people out there that I win. That's what I do. And so the program that I'm seeing like that, with a couple of those programs, they have that. Now, I think the biggest pressure of any team that's under this year to repeat that Herculean effort is by far the LSU Tigers. I mean, they ran the table last year. I don't think they had a single loss, and that includes playoffs. Outstanding. They put about probably like a five, if not 6 first rounders in the draft last year. I mean, how do you replace that, man? I mean, how do you replace that? And, so I think Coach O'Brien down there in LSU, glad he has the recognition that he deserves. He's been under Nick Saban's shadow, because Nick was the one that bought, or Coach Saban was the one that bought the last championship.
It's Oregon at LSU.
Coach at Oregon. But so Nick Saban bought the last championship. Now they got a championship without Saban. So
no. They had a championship after Saban.
Who was that? Who brought it?
What was his name? He actually is coaching at Kansas right now. What's his name? Let me look it up. I think he's coaching at Kansas. Miles.
Really? What year?
Yeah. This is like 2000 and it was crazy. They won a national championship with 2 losses.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that. I just thought, okay, well, I was wrong. As far as like that, thank you for correcting me on that. So I think the biggest pressure is upon them. I think the biggest pressure is upon them is to repeat
2007.
Okay. All right. Kudos. So they have 2 championship cases and 2 championships in the trophy case like that. Oh man, that's a nice one.
They got 4.
Okay, that's a nice one. So we have Auburn's done had a championship in the case. Alabama championships plural in the case. Clemson's done had some championships plural in the case. You know where I'm going with this, Amir.
We got 2 championships, so 3 in the case.
We're talking national championships.
Yeah, Herschel Walker, 1980. That count. Is it the case? I've seen it personally. I've seen the case.
I bet you. well, you want to see some modern versions? Come over here to us. We'll show you some. Prince Amir, what do we got to do, man? What do we have to do to go to that game? No, Alabama, Auburn, Alabama, Georgia, Tuscaloosa. What do you and I need to get? How do we need to get?
Well, I don't think they even have fans. So
we have fans, but you know what? Oh, hold on for a second. In all seriousness, this is an odd football year, man. Probably Brian Denning's not going to be there, man. I don't know if they're going to allow much tailgating, although I expect Alabama to do something. I mean, it's a whole other dynamic, man. In that case, man, I might as well come up to your house and watch it on TV, or go to a bar, or you come down here to mine and do the same thing. I mean, it's not. And do you think that's gonna quelch the fan base a little bit? To turn them off a lot, without being able to be in the stadium and cheer for their teams and be around the atmosphere, because college football is more than just the players playing on the field. It's the whole experience. Remember how the ESPN would set up broadcast towers whether outside Georgia, and it broadcast a game day live and things like that. So the tailgating, man, the buzz in the air, as far as with the football passion going on. So man, that's just as important as the game being played, man.
Right, right.
So that's taken away and everything like that. So this is uncharted waters that we haven't seen before. But Prince Amir, I am going to let you go. I know you have an appointment right now. I definitely appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate your times right there. And just hits the comments parts right there. We're just giving them a couple little generalities and things, but let us know your team. Let us know what you what your what team really does it for you, and we all have our teams. All of us have our teams, so, and I've learned that people care about their teams just as strong as I care about mine. But I like the game. Yes, I love Alabama, but I like the game of football, the game, especially college football. It's nothing like it. And so on that note, everybody enjoy their day. Prince Amir, hey, I appreciate it. And
no problem.
thank you for coming on.
All right, peace.